Okay, it's 1442, Friday, September the 4th. Uh, I wanted to see if I could get people's attention about something that's very important to me. The first and foremost being the image that you see on the screen. Uh, that's a patented pendant thing uh, that I haven't been able to complete the process of deployment on because of criminals. And that's just truth if you live over here where I live, and I guess that's okay. But more importantly, I wanted to talk about what I've seen as an American doctoral thesis holder times three, refusing to pay bribes to Alfred Nobel University, so I never completed my PhD award. Um, and having been told in the United States that I was ineligible for employment because I was a United States Army disabled veteran. Yeah, let that sink in. Uncle Sam don't disable anybody. Not in my opinion. I mean, Uncle Sam saved my life. So with that as a given, I wanted to look at something that's been eating at my soul my whole life. When I learned about what uh, equity and mutual and bilateral and all the complex identifying objects of man's ability to express why in the hell we have complicated the world. And the truth is, the reason we've complicated the world is because of the understanding that what you're looking at on that screen there is a single layer of a chip. And the side of that chip is spherical, so you gotta let that sink in. That's all I'm gonna say about that at this point. I want to talk about this idea of remedy. See, in a nation of laws, it's a very simple idea. Um, we've contradicted ourselves based on the sheer number of laws that have been passed, and say, well, what do you mean? Well, uh, I reckon I'll just show you and let you listen to me. If you go over there to the United States Office of Law Revision Council, United States Code, you're going to understand that there's a version of that same type of office in every jurisdiction of every juridical agency that is empowered to produce its own policies. Okay, so how many versions of Office of the Law Revision Council and how many versions of code are there? And if you can do keyword searches, why are they being manipulated? And you say, well, what did he just say? And I said, well, yeah, I'm just going to say that. I don't know why they're manipulating the blocks of data that can be searched on. And the way you stop it is you remove people from the screen of the archives that do not belong to them. Giving these data centers control of the files of other people is unlawful. With that as a given, I was thinking about remedy, so I just searched on remedy. And I want to ask you a question. Do you think a nation of over 200 years worth of laws should have more than 1,455 references to remedy? Well, no, it shouldn't. But if you can focus in on those ideas right here, you got to look at what they're doing here. If you go in and you say the Congress, Library of Congress, okay, the remedies provided in Section 179R of this title shall be the exclusive remedies under this section. Does that make any sense to you? That you would limit a remedy? Because what you're doing is you're saying, well, let's pork barrel and earmark and define, tailor, typically via sole source. But you have to ask yourself the question, well, if under law you got an auditor that's sole source, and he's been denied his right to complete his contract deliverables, and so, well, what did you just say? I'm going to go back to remedy one more time. I'm talking about volume of data is what I'm really talking about. I'm giving descriptive ideas about the reality of what's observed within the code, saying, this should be a requirement to be an elected or appointed person. I believe if you say, well, you're going to set up a new educational institution, and we agreed to do that for the benefit of the conservative Christian children of the world, which is what we're rampant to do. If you take and you merge the contract language with the United States Code, you'll find the criminal idiots that are holding the bar cards, that are maintaining the revolving door. And as a historical object, remember, I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just the chair doing research, waiting on the wheels of justice. And damn it, ladies and gentlemen, it don't make any sense. It shouldn't take 17 years to get people's attention about crimes. But for somebody like me, hell, it's taken my whole life to get people's attention. Well, see, the way you solve that is you keep it simple. If everybody's got a published number and everything about that person is linked to that number at their discretion of disclosure, then you've solved the data management problem. You cannot receive something that is private and confidential and say that you're going to protect it and then don't. And that's what's going on with the code. See, the usurpation of the code be real. It's done cross-border by usurpers of the nations that they exist in. That's what the data says. So, well, what do you do about it? I've said before, leave it alone, it'll die. But people don't like that because they think about anarchy and stuff like that. But I don't believe it's relevant. I think if you understand remedy and then default, and you understand mutual equity, and if you kept things of that nature what it was, and removed this need to have government-enabled human trafficking, which is what is really going on here. It's not so much that the governments are offended by what they're learning about the historical archive. I don't think that's it at all. I think it's another version of the Orwellian state expanding. But it's expanding where it belongs, is what I believe. Because, see, a descriptive word, the sound and context in a language has different meanings. And until we can match the harmonics of the language, then it's irrelevant. So coming back to remedy one more time, mutual equity, simple rebate to everybody, and everybody's happy. I think it's that simple. See, the rebate structures will allow for an adjustment balance to the balance sheets, pretty much. So I'll just be quiet on that, and hope people can benefit from what it is I'm trying to say here, uh, I think we need to keep it simple.